Today I'm going to show you how to run originality reports on work that students submit in Google Classroom. It's a really great tool that allows you to see how much of their work is copy-pasted from a source or quoted and cited from a source when they submit this work. So let's jump in and see how this works. Okay, so first of all, you're going to have questions just about what these are and so forth that I'm not going to cover in this video. So this is a document put out by Google Support that I'm going to link in the description below so you can find out a little bit more about things that I don't cover in this video, questions that you might have. The one thing I do want to hit is that you can do a max of 3 of these per class if your school has a G Suite for Education account, which is most schools. If you guys have G Suite Enterprise, you get unlimited, but for most people, it's going to be 3 per class. So use them judiciously is my piece of advice there. Now to set this up, it's actually pretty easy. So this is on my teacher page. This is my assignment, and so I want to do this for a research paper. As I said, you want to do it judiciously, so I have these run for major assignments since I can only run 3 per class. So this is a big paper they've been working on, and I have it all set up. I've assigned it to my students. This is a dummy class, so I only have 1 student, and I've set everything up with my rubric and my due date and my topic and so forth. And all I have to do is down here in the bottom is click this Originality Reports. And so this will let me know I can run 3 per class. And so I have 3 remaining in this class, so I'm going to continue. And that's it. It's just a setting. I just click the button, I click Save, and now that's applied to the assignment. Let's see what it looks like from the student end. Okay, so now I'm on as a student. So this is my Harry Potter dummy account, and he has submitted his paper. But we want him to run an originality report. Now, students can run up to 3, which is great because you don't want to paint them into a corner. You want them to be able to run the report, see how they're doing, go back and fix it, run it again, and then further improve and so forth. So Harry can now run this originality report now that his work is submitted. So let's click Run, and it lets him know he has 3 of 3. Running the report here, so it does take about a minute or so, depending on the length of the assignment. And now I can click the report, and it gives me a couple of pieces of information. It can give me count or percentages. So 2 flagged passages, 4 cited or quoted passages, or it gives me percentage, 2% flagged content, 6% cited or quoted content. If I toggle this right here, it shows me where this information comes from. So this part right here comes Smithsonian Mag, but it's cited. My students cited this information, so it's okay to use. They used it correctly, and so forth. Here, this is a flagged post because this is what the student wrote. These bold words. Let us see what they wrote, and then where this came from and how I can see how much they changed it. As we all know, students sometimes do the thing where they copy and paste a sentence into their paper and then change a few words, thinking that that makes it their own words, or trying to make us think that it's their own words at the very least. And so this lets us see exactly how much of it has changed. And more importantly, it lets them see it so that they can then go back and fix it. So this part is a great tool to let us see where their info comes from, to make sure that they've cited it correctly, that their citations are correct. This is telling me it comes from here. I can see his citation and then jump down to see, well, yeah, that is where that came from. And so I can check their work. It makes checking it in that regard a lot easier too. This is the student interface. Now, it's not going to show you their originality report until they click Turn In. So this student has some flagged content that they're going to want to go and fix, and it gives them the chance to fix it and run the originality report again before you see that. So now, as my student, I'm going to turn in this paper, and let's see what it looks like from a teacher perspective. So I'm back in my dashboard as a teacher, and I can see that Harry turned in his research paper. So let's open that up in our grading tab. And I'm able to see that Harry has a flagged passage. So I can click here and it's going to show me his originality report. I have a flagged passage and then I've got my cited or quoted passages. And so I'm able to now look at these either by count, by percentage. Again, I toggle and it shows me everything and have a look at what he did and didn't fix and so forth. Let me show you how I use this as part of a rubric in my class. So what I do is I actually make originality a component of the rubric, and basically how much of this paper is your own words. So top is no flagged passages because we don't want copy paste, or again, the thing where they copy paste in a sentence but change one or two words. I teach 7th and 8th grade, so that's not a thing that we're doing in 7th and 8th grade. And 10% or fewer quoted passages. As I tell the students, quotes are good. We want to use those to emphasize points or explain things, or to use the author's own words when they're what we're looking for in the moment. However, the bulk of a research assignment should be our own work. And so you're welcome to use quotes, but 90% or greater should be yours. So here's how we're going to get 4 points. And then 3 is a couple of flagged passages and up to 20% of quoted material or some combination of the two, and so on down the line. This is how I use this in the classroom to really get students to start thinking about how effectively they're using quoted content from readings and research, and certainly how much they're doing the copy paste or the copy and paste workarounds that we know students sometimes tend to do. That's all there is for originality reports. They're pretty straightforward to enable. Just click on originality reports when you're setting up an assignment. You can also, if you forget, go back and edit an assignment and do it if you realize after the fact you forgot to do it. Big takeaway, unless you're an enterprise school, only 3 per class. So major assignments are a good way to do that. I also have a screencast showing students how to use this, which I'll post a link to in the description of this video as well. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions or need anything else.